Hello and welcome to the Everyday Board Game Podcast with your hosts Daniel
and Daniel.
And Daniel, welcome. We're right on the cusp of our trip.
Yeah, when you guys are listening to this, we will be at Gen Con. When this goes live, it'll be the day before we leave to drive to Gen Con.
That's right. I'm very much looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be neat. It's gonna be long. It's a long drive.
Yeah, it's only 22 hours or something, but that doesn't count time changes.
Not only that, we have to do 2 days worth of driving, and they're not like short drives. They're about 10 to 12 hours each day. So
yeah, we're hoping to hit the 12-hour for the first day.
Yeah, hit 12 hours.
Be done with it, right?
We're stopping in Tulsa because God knows we're not doing that. I think we could do it if we just all took turns as drivers.
Oh, you mean one shot it?
One shot it.
Oh, no.
I think we could, but if that's people are sleeping.
I think theoretically we could, yes. I'm not saying we couldn't.
I don't think our bodies will allow it. We're not the young men anymore.
Realistically, that is not in any way a good idea.
I don't think it's a good idea. I'm saying we could because there's three of us in the car. It's a possibility if we all took like 6-hour shifts and slept.
Right.
Possibility we could get it done within like all 24 hours. We could get there early Wednesday.
Right.
But it's highly unlikely because how old we are.
Yes, we are old.
We are. You're the only one that's not in your 40s.
And let's continue getting older and not sleeping at the wheel and causing shenanigans. No, let's,
Well, unlike you, I can actually sleep pretty darn well in a car.
I can sleep in a car. That's the thing. Especially when you're in an attitude. Then I will sleep in a car. No, I'm pretty good sleeping in a car, actually. That's the only time I can ever take a nap and not just be completely janky, right? But I never take like real sleep though. I'm just kind of like in that like state where my eyes are closed. I'm zoning out a little bit, but I'm not actually asleep.
Yeah, my wife is annoyed by me because I can immediately fall asleep and then I can do it anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if my body might have something to say about that,
sure.
If I sleep wrong, I'm going to be in traction and have to pop the ibuprofen or something. But I can fall asleep. The problem for me is can I stay asleep? Because I am
a light sleeper.
I am a very light sleeper.
I mean, I feel bad like whenever you're passed out in the passenger seat, right? And I'm just driving along. I'm like, oh God, I got to sneeze. All right. Oh, what? I'm like, no, I was trying to let you sleep, sir. I'm trying to be nice here. But even like that little thing,
Oh, yeah, it just wakes me up.
Or if we hit a single pothole, you're like, oh, I'm awake for the next 2 hours. Like,
or that one time when we were coming back from Gen Con, we hit that random rainstorm and thunder and lightning. And
that was great.
Only time I've ever heard you get road rage, and it wasn't at other drivers. It was about the weather.
No, it wasn't even road rage. It wasn't about the road. It was the fact that like our wheel hub fell off,
and then we got hit
by torrential downpour. We were on the side of the road. I was raging regardless of road.
Yeah,
but one of the very few times I was genuinely mad.
Yeah, but we're looking forward to this trip. But before we get into everything we're going to talk about, even though we're getting a little fun here, let's just talk about the big thing that just happened. We're recording this ahead of time, so the big news just dropped on Sunday. So hey, you're getting a little bit extra news here. Your favorite thing happened on Sunday. What happened?
Oh, the Spiel des Jahres got announced. Yes.
Let's talk about it.
All right. Well, we're gonna save it for the news, but you know what? Let's talk about it. Well,
that would be a while, and that's after Gen Con.
We're talking about it. There was first off the Kennerspiele, right?
Yeah.
The kids game. I had not played any of those. Nope. So they don't tend to make it across the ocean all that quick.
Not really, or really at all. Yeah.
But two of the games had the same designer. His name is Florian something. But he was nominated for 2 of them, and then the third one was a third designer. and I told my wife, like, she was just kind of like doom scrolling while I was watching it on TV. I was like, I'd feel really bad if the third game wins. It's like he has 2/3 shot, and it's like, I'm sorry, man.
I wasn't even paying attention to it at that point. I was just kind of looking down at, because I had it on my tablet next to me while we were watching it, and I was playing Mass Effect 3, I think is what it was.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And I was like, I don't care about the Kinder.
Yeah, I mean, they look cool. Like, one of them, the one that won was called the Isle of Mookies or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
Island.
Yeah.
And it looks clever. It's just basically like, it's kind of a line battler, but or kind of like a very simple like magic press your luck kind of thing. You draw the top card of the deck, you choose which side it goes, that's where it goes.
Yeah.
And I guess the guy played it, designed it to play with his like 4-year-old at the time, and yeah, won the kids game of the year. So that's cool. Then the Kennerspiele.
And by the way, we only make announcements for like 2 that we were doing, so we were in our little group chat.
Yep.
You and me were the only one that were really talking about it at the time.
Not really only talking about it, like literally only talking
about it. Well, Dom said something about cool at one point in time.
At some point, yeah. It was like, I don't care.
Yeah, but I was like, you know what? I think it's going to be this after, like, because I don't know if it's the same picks that I did when we did the news thing, but after researching each of the games, I'm like, and it's going to be this one and this one, and I was correct.
Yeah, you're very happy. See, here's the thing, right? With Rebirth,
which won the Kenner,
the one that won the Kennerspiele, it was going up against Moon Colony
Bloodbath, and QR Battle Boss or something like that.
Battle Boss QR, Battle Monk.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. That one looks interesting.
It does look cool. And I like the app integration, like how it was showing. I never really looked into it because I'm not really a boss battler kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly.
But, and I purposefully didn't look into Rebirth because a lot of people were praising it. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to yuck their yum, so I don't want to look into it.
It's also Knizia.
But it is a Knizia, and so during that day, like a couple hours before they announced, I was like, all right, let me actually look what this game is so I can figure it out. And I started walking, I was like, this is a new version of Samurai. It's like a re-implementation of Samurai, which is a different
also
game.
Has a re-implementation coming out.
Right.
From
Well,
Keymaster.
I mean, that's literally like a remake. Right? A reimagining. This is like, it uses that core idea.
Yeah, it's tiling of some sort.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all really Samurai was. It's kind of like an area control by laying down tiles. And all you have is just the tiles that you choose from. You put it down, and that's where you goes. Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah. It really does.
Well, I'm probably going to
pick it up.
I'm picking it up because it's a Kenner, so.
Yeah. You know what? I will play yours, but I have a very high likelihood that I will pick it up too. It does look like something that's my jam. So I was like, that's cool. I'm glad he won that. And with that win...
Yeah.
He was the first designer to win all 3 categories, Kinder, Kenner, and Spiel des Jahres.
Who was it? And Keltis were the 2 beforehand, and now Rebirth gives him, and he's the only designer to do it so far. The other one we were talking about has a possibility.
Yeah, Wolfgang Kramer, Wolfgang Warsch both have a chance. Antoine Boza has a chance.
And yeah, so it was Warsch who's won. He's missing the big one, right? The Spiel?
No,
the kid. He's
missing
won it
the Kinder. with one of the Quack's equivalent. No.
Well, that's the Kenner.
Yeah, that's
he won the Kenner with the.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
I forget which one he won it with. The Spiel des Jahres, but he's aiming for like the kids games right now. You can tell.
No, I know Bowser is too.
Bowser is too. Yeah, because Bowser won it with Hanabi and Seven Wonders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually won the first Kennerspiel.
Yep.
So, that being said, tell him what won the Spiel.
Okay, so there was 3 games that were nominated. There was Cozy Stickerville, which is a lovely like campaign kind of game.
We might be starting that one pretty soon.
Have fun.
Yeah,
I think you'll like it a lot. Man, yeah, we've been playing it, and we just get excited to bring it to the table. We're on like game 6 of 10 or something like that, and it's just it is the most true to its title, like cozy. It's a Stickerville. It's obvious what it is.
Yeah.
It's obviously what is inspired by, and it just gives you that same good feels that those games give you. So I'm like, okay, I like this a lot. That was my personal pick that I wanted to win.
Yeah.
But then there was also Dito or
Jinxo here in the
United States, which is a party game where it's
out of Indonesia of all
places. Out of Indonesia, yeah. And I was kind of surprised, like how it seems so obvious, but it's a really smart little game. Basically, every question you're going to put down 3 answers. You have a 3x3 grid, and you choose which spots you put them in, and that's part of the strategy. So you're going to put 3 answers. If anything that is correct on the top row, you're going to be getting points for, right? And if you get all of them correct on the top row, you get 3 bonus points, which is cool. And then any of the columns, it's 3, 2, and 1. And then any of the columns are 2 points each, 3, 2, 1 as well. So you're trying to put them in the right spot so you can maximize the most amount of points. So you're trying to put answers in there that other people will guess. Because if other people guess it, then you circle it, and that's worth points. But also, you get bonus points if exactly one other person gets it, and only one other person gets it.
It's almost like a cross between not code words.
Code names.
No, Dixit.
Dixit, yeah, Dixit, in a weird way. Right?
Dixit and like code names in a sense.
Yeah, like a trivia Dixit kind of thing. Yeah, it's really weird. And so I am excited to try it. I have not tried it. It's the only one I don't
excited to own it.
And I'm excited to own it. And then the last one was Morty Sorty Magic Shop, which was kind of like a tile version of Welcome To with like special abilities. It's really fun.
Really, because the Dice Tower really tore it apart.
They can, but me and Dom played it on the week that you were gone. Because I just got in the mail and we're like, all right, I want to try this. And him and I just had a fantastic time playing it. It's really clever.
Okay.
And it works surprisingly well. So I'm like, I enjoyed it a lot.
Your praises and Dom's indifference, basically. Anything we tell him, how'd you like it? It was okay. Yeah. That's his answer for everything.
It's all right.
It's all right.
It's clever.
It was cool. And so I'm like, okay.
It's a real compliment. He's like, this is interesting.
I watched the Dice Tower review of it, and it got a 4 and a 5.
From who?
Mike DeLisio and Tom Vassell. Can you guess who gave it the 4?
Probably Tom.
Nope.
Oh, well.
Mike gave it a 4.
That's
not surprising for Mike.
So don't get me wrong. I don't believe... I wasn't guessing that it was going to win anyway. It's a solid game.
Yeah.
Like, I would probably give it like a 7 or an 8. Like, it's really clean. It's really smart how it works.
Mm-hmm.
It works really well. But, like, I don't think it's Spiel nominee. So that's why I was going for
the reason why I chose Jinxo, it was a couple things that were pointing out to me, or that I was just thinking about, and going back through all the backlogs too. Mind you, there wasn't one that was nominated for it, but a lot of co-ops were already nominated for the last 3 years. I think co-ops won the Spiel des Jahres all 3 years.
Right, which Cozy Stickerville is.
Yeah, at that as well. But also, they went back to the family-friendly kind of style of party game, like these word party games. This is what, the 3rd word party game to win the Spiel? Barbarossa just won, and now this one?
And Codenames.
And Codenames, yeah. So this is the 4th one that goes that
Assuming you don't count Dixit, right?
Yeah, Dixit's more... it is a party game, but it's not a word.
Oh, no, and then there's pictures, too. That's a party game.
Yeah. So it's party games, and it's like those word-style games. So I was like, this just fits everything they're really doing for...
I agree with you. However, the reason I thought Cozy Stickerville is because, one, they're not shy of using like tile laying, city dwelling, city building things, as proven by Dwarf Romantic, which was real recent. You know, that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, they're having like all these other just like super cozy little chill games. But then on top of that, I was like worried that it's like, well, it's a campaign. Have they done a campaign before? Absolutely. Micro Macro.
Yeah.
They've done a campaign. And Dwarf Romantic is a campaign as well. So I'm like, it has this definitive end to it.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, it made sense that I was like, okay, that they're going for the cozy style, but apparently they're just
I think it was more for the party style of it too, and I think they also looked at it as a whole bigger picture kind of thing, just where they could say they finally gave a game, the Spiel des Jahres from like Southeast Asia, because if you notice when they were talking about it on stage, they were talking about, look, we got the Southeast Asia game being nominated. The next thing you'll see is something from like Northern Africa or South Africa or India and stuff like that. I'm like,
or
that
South
makes
America,
that's what makes sense. It's like, okay, I get what they're trying to do, and that just reiterated I think Jinxo was going to end up getting.
Yeah, and Brazilian designers are up and coming.
They're really hot right now.
They're getting there. Yeah. So I mean, I'm excited to see what more is coming out of that, and especially like in Indonesia, I'm seeing a lot more people like really kind of getting into that. You know, but yeah. So overall, I'm okay with the win, having not played the game. So I can't say I disagree or not, but I do feel like all three of the nominees, that there wasn't one that specifically stood out like as why would you nominate this? Which previous years there have been. That's kind of Like, that's never going to win.
For me, this was the weakest of the Kenner style games. I'm like, there is some stuff that were like on the recommended list. I'm like, those should have been higher up. I can't think of what was on the recommended list for the Kenner.
Oh, Hot Streak was a recommended.
For Spiel.
Tag Team was a recommended for the Kenner.
Yeah.
And a handful of others that are behind us.
Yeah. There was quite a few, but I'm just like, I couldn't remember everything. I know the Hot Streak was the thing. I was like, I'd rather play Hot Streak over than Hottie Toddy or whatever it's called. The Morty Sorty,
Hoity Toity.
Yeah, that thing.
It's just a tongue twister game.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister game.
Yeah,
but I get it. It's not for us per se. It's more what they play over in Europe. But I'm like, Tag Team's a good game. I know you're not a huge fan of it, but the Hot Streak is an amazing game, and that really fits that party style they were going to go for. So I was not surprised it didn't get nominated because that seems American. So that kind of thing. So with that being said, let's get into our actual thing today.
Okay. Before we do,
what are we doing though?
We're going to be talking about Isle of Skye.
So the full name,
doing a brainstorm,
which is ridiculous. Isle of Skye from Chieftain to King.
Yes.
It's like, why do you have to have that subtitle?
I don't know. Who is the designer on this?
It is Alexander Pfister and Andreas Pelikan.
Yep.
Who also won the year before, because we're doing the Kennerspiele winner of 2016.
Yep.
They won for 2015 Broom Service.
Yep, exactly.
So
two very different games, though.
They're very different.
Isle of Skye, we'll break down how Isle of Skye works, but we're going to be giving you a brainstorm, which is when we go through our G.A.M.E.R criteria, all 5 major criterias, G.A.M.E.R, and we tell you which games we recommend. If you like Isle of Skye, you'll probably like these for this reason, or vice versa. If you like one of these games for the reasons we tell you, then you have a good chance that you'll try Isle of Skye, and you might like it.
Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting topic, please.
Yeah, it will. But before we get into that, Daniel, what have you been doing outside of gaming?
Oh, it's going to be very boring for our non-sports people.
Okay, I'm going to take a nap. You wake me up when you're done.
But the big thing is, as this is recorded, we are in the semifinals of the World Cup, and that's basically all I've been watching. You could actually go watch our when it airs, which is around the time this is going to air, our Chichen Itza playthrough. Me and Damn It Dom are actually watching the World Cup while we're playing Chichen Itza, so there would be times where we're just looking at the screen. Because it was when U.S. was playing in the quarterfinals? No, the round 32. It was the round of 32.
You know, okay, I'm going to interrupt you real quick, not to disagree, not to agree with anything. One of my funniest thing, or what I think is one of the funniest things about sports people, because my uncle-in-law, he's all about this. If he's watching a game that he really enjoys, right, team he's really excited for, they do something awesome, he's like, yeah, and he starts cheering it and clapping. I know I've said this before, but that always cracks me up. It's like, they can't hear you. There's no reason to cheer right now. I mean, it's okay to be excited. That's totally fine. It's just like, or like when they're heckling, like people like, come on,
this is the guy who shouts at a blue marble going down the thing in marble races.
I do not shout at them, but I do watch them, you know, quite regularly.
But again,
speaking of sports, Marble Olympics, amazing.
I've been watching a bunch of the World Cup. I've actually watched every single game but like 2. And that's most of the recent like quarterfinals, because I was actually me and my buddy were kind of watching the Norway-England game on our tablet while we were playing board games just on the side. But yeah, been watching all the games. I love the fact that I've been seeing some new teams. I was very hesitant with this bigger World Cup because they went to 48 teams, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So it was 48 teams.
Correct.
And so it dropped it down to 32, and then because it's like the first 2 of every group, which was I think 12 groups, would move on, and then 8 of the third place finishers, based on their scoring differentials and whatnot, moved on as well. And that goes into the group of 32. So it was interesting. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this because it's going to make the World Cup longer. It added an extra week or 2 to it. But man, it's been fun seeing teams like Cape Verde, who actually took the defending champions to the brink at the last minute. I know we were talking about it in our gaming group, and Damn It Don was sad he missed it. I'm like, man, that game was amazing. It's still one of my favorite games out of this entire World Cup. Watching England versus Mexico in Mexico was another great game. I had a blast doing it. I actually was shocked to see Canada do as well as they did. Canada, going into this World Cup, had only been to like 2 or 3 other World Cups, never won a single game. never won. Got out of group stage, never did anything. They got their first point in their first game where they tied a team. Then they got their first win, and then they made it all the way to the group of 16. So they went through like a first time ever in the knockout, won the knockout, moved on to the what is it, like the final 16 is what they were called. But yeah, it was cool. I always do enjoy it. I look forward to the 2030. That one's going to be also interesting because they're going to be playing in, again, another 3 host countries, because this is also a first. This World Cup was 3 host countries rather than just 1. And there's been a couple where there was 2 that did it together, but this is the first time it was 3, and it was Mexico, Canada, and United States. Next year, or the next World Cup in 2030, will be Morocco, which is Northern Africa. This is going to be the first time for them. Spain and Portugal. So you got the Iberian Peninsula hosting it as well.
That's cool.
So it's going to be neat to see those stadiums. Looking forward to more of this. Like I said, when we're recording this, the semifinals start tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing my final prediction that I would like to see happen, and you'll know what it is when this airs, if I was right or wrong. But it just would be funny to see England versus France in the finals, and they're competing in the USA, which makes it even funnier because we're celebrating America's 250th, and France helped us beat England to kick them out of the country. So it'd be only fitting that France wins the World Cup here against England. So yeah, that's all I've been doing is watching World Cup.
Awesome. I have been watching a whole bunch of TV series, and I say TV series loosely. Like, I've been watching a lot of media for different things, but now I am at the point where I have 2 things I'm catching up for when I'm just watching it on my own enjoyment, right? But then now I have a TV series that I watch with just my wife that we've been watching. One with just my wife and my son that we've been watching all together.
I know
and
that
then one all 4 of us, which is great. My son is getting older, so like I want to preface that before I go into what we're watching.
Well, your son's 16, right?
Yeah, and he's almost 17.
Yeah, I was gonna say he'll turn 17 in like a couple weeks.
In a week and a half. Yeah, yeah, I know. It hurts me too.
Jeez, I knew him as a wee little lad. So.
Yeah, a little guy. Whew. But yeah, it hurts me too. So on my own, I've been watching 2 things. There's 2 different things, 2 events that happen every summer that I like to watch. One is
the World Cup.
Summer Games Done Quick.
Oh yeah.
Which is a charity event, which they're
a lot of speed racers.
It's speedrunners who play video games and stream it live on Twitch, which hey, we do too. And they're video game people who do just the craziest stuff on it. I saw this great, fascinating speedrun of Balatro. Just one of the most entertaining things I've ever seen in my life.
I've only ever beat like 1 run.
Yeah.
And I still can't beat another run.
You should see it, like, and it was so cool because like the guy who was running it, his brother and one of their best friends, who are also streamers of Balatro, he was doing it. He was like, all right, so this is the strategy. This is the one I need. And he looks over like, guys, do I do this now? What do you think? Hold on, let's get. And they were so collaborative. That was the only time I've ever seen that. Where normally the people on the couch, as they call it, they're doing commentary and they're talking about how it works,
what he's doing and stuff like that.
And they did that. But this was like one of the few times I've seen it where it's like, hey guys, brainstorm with me real quick. Hold on, this is where I'm looking. What are the odds? What have we seen? Have we seen this yet? No. Okay, cool. Then it was so cool to watch. And then I saw like a Super Mario 64 speed run that was entirely computer controlled.
Well, I was gonna say, was it a speed run, a full speed run, or a glitch speed run?
Both. Well, so it wasn't glitched. It was all 120 stars, but it was tasks, which means tool assisted speed run, which means it was all programmed by computers.
Okay.
And they are able to do some of the craziest stuff because. And they're all doing like actual inputs, but it's like so fast and so many that they can make Mario do things that are not normal from any human to do. And it's just one of the most comedic things. Like, and we're going to bounce off of this because we're moving so fast. We're going to fly straight through the gate, gather this coin, fly up here, do a backflip, land on the exact spot that this is doing while we're beating this boss and getting 2 stars at the same time. It's like, what is going on? And that was like 15 years of work that culminated this. So anyway, what they do this as like a 24-hour thing for a whole week long. The streaming nonstop. They rent out a place I think up in Minneapolis or Wisconsin, one of the two.
Yeah, they used to do like California sometimes too, where they run it from 3 different sites at one point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so they stream it live. They have an audience behind them. They're accepting donations. They're doing pledge levels. They're doing all sorts of different things, and they're raising money for Doctors Without Borders.
Yeah,
which is amazing.
Yeah,
they raised over $2 million.
And the thing is, they don't just normally raise money for like Doctors Without Borders. They've done other stuff.
Yeah,
too.
they do. They change the
because they've done like children's charities and stuff like that for children cancer and stuff like that. So
so it's incredible. The other thing that I've been watching is X Games. X Games happened a few weeks ago.
The summer X Games.
They're now doing a new thing. They're doing a league. Kind of thing. Yeah, so they're doing it in about 4 different cities, every few weeks or so.
I remember hearing something about this.
And then each of the competitors are part of their specific country-based leagues. So there's I think there's South America, there's North America, there's Japan or in that area.
Yeah.
And then there's Asia. One other which I want to say is Europe, but I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, they have people that are part of their league, and every competition that they go in, they earn money for that league, gotcha. Or not money, I'm sorry, points as an overall
I know what you're talking about.
So it's you know more about that league stuff than I do, but it was a cool way to do it, although I'm still I don't love, it's hey, you got this gold medal for best trick. Anyway, 3 weeks ago, they got the gold medal for the best trick. I don't know, it kind of dilutes it in my eye, but it's still incredible to watch. I was watching the BMX park best trick, which is incredible.
That is the stuff I like to watch.
The best trick stuff
any
is
the
amazing.
street stuff or the best trick stuff. With the skateboarding vert best trick. I remember where I was when I was watching Tony Hawk try to do the 900.
Yep, dude, it's so incredible to watch. Right now, there was one kid who's I think 11 years old, and he could do a 1080. On a skateboard. He's the first kid to pull it off when he was 9.
Yeah.
I saw him compete in Ventura, California a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And he was 9 years old then, and everyone was losing their mind every time this little dude just and we were worried because there was winds coming from the ocean. We're he's gonna blow away. He doesn't have enough weight.
Well, that's why he could do a 1080 because there's not enough weight.
Yeah. Woo!
The wind helped him.
Top. It might have. I don't know. It was incredible to watch. And so that's what I've been watching on my own. So now with my wife, we've been catching up on House of Dragons. The new season just came out.
Yeah, the wife just made me give her the password because she took her tablet with us so she could watch House of Dragons.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's getting the very first episode. I was okay. I liked the first season. It was really good. But I'm all right. I want to watch more. With my son and my wife, we're rewatching Game of Thrones, which you knew. Mm-hmm. We've talked about this a little bit before on the podcast, but again, he's almost 17.
It's fine.
Yeah,
my dad. Some of the stuff my dad used to let me watch.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have been watching at 13.
Yeah, shouldn't have been watching at 13. But the new series that me and both of my kids and my wife are all getting into. Me and my wife have watched this. This is our 3rd time watching it. But the first time both of our kids have seen it, we're watching Sherlock from BBC.
Oh, that's such a great show.
With Bumblebee Chicken Scratch and Martin Freeman and all just incredible actors.
You mean Bilbo Baggins and Schmog?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. No, it's so good. That is one of just a top tier show. And then I love it my son always, one of my favorite things that happened during the Game of Thrones episodes, he learned a term called plot armor, right? And he was oh, okay. So, obviously, plot armor is going to save this character, right? That's not always true.
Then, I see you've never shown him grimdark.
Yeah, right?
Until now. But
now he's questioning Sherlock because he's wait a minute. Well, obviously he's going to get away from it. I'm is he though? But then my son pointed out, I was yeah, there's still 6 more episodes, and it's named after him. He's probably going to be fine. I'm I get it. That bothers me too.
Where are you at on the Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones,
season are you in?
We are finishing season 3.
Okay.
He's maybe we started season 4.
He's still in the good range. I think it really went downhill after 5.
Well, so we just watched a pretty crazy it's right at the end of an episode. And I'm not going to say what it is. I will tell you later after the podcast is done.
All you got to do is
we watched a pretty crazy episode. And
did it have a special song in it?
No, we saw that. We saw that one. And we saw the other one.
Oh, okay.
But shortly after that, the battle between the 2 dudes.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about because it has a specific
Gallagher. Need I say? I'll just say Gallagher. That shouldn't give spoilers, but you'll know what I mean. We haven't watched it since that episode. My son had to go pick up my daughter. He went to go pick her up from cheer practice, and poor kid was like
traumatized.
He was silent the whole way back. He was like, I don't know, so he hasn't wanted to go back to the show. So that's what we've been doing.
Poor kid.
17, it's fine.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree, but yeah, it's funny because that sort of stuff I'm more worried about for him than seeing Emilia Clarke. All right,
sure. She's a great actress,
fantastic actress. Yeah. But with that getting said, we need to get into our episode. Right. Again, we're doing a board game brainstorm of Isle of Skye from Chieftain to King, created by Andreas Pelikan and Alexander Pfister, which was the Kennerspiele winner of 2016. Their second straight Kennerspiele win. Again, we mentioned it earlier, Broom Service. Mm-hmm. This is a game that is published by Lookout Games, and just for our reference, there is 2 full expansions.
Cool.
Ready?
Yeah. So again, we're going to be breaking down, giving you recommendations. Let's start with the G in our category, and I'll be starting us off. G is for game immersion. It breaks down into, is the game fun to lose, for one. The player interaction, table talk, role-playing, that's where the theme comes in as best as you can. Mm-hmm. And memorable moments, so stand-up times where you're like, whoa, what's going on here, right? So this was kind of tricky. Let me break down exactly how Isle of Skye works real quick.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with games like Carcassonne, like tile laying games, what this is you're going to have a bunch of tiles. You're going to draw a certain number of them. You're going to draw 3, and you're going to put it behind your screen. What you're trying to do is you're trying to build the best routes between them, have certain areas like grasslands or mountains or water or whatever connected accordingly. And those have different icons on them, like different farming buildings or like a lighthouse or ships in the sea or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And once you complete those, you're trying to get points based on these little scrolls that are on it as well. Amongst that, there's also 4 different like round victory conditions, mm-hmm. A, B, C, and D, and at various points there's 6 rounds during the game, and you're gonna be scoring those. Like the first round you might score just A, then you'll score just B, then you'll score like C and D, mm-hmm. and then A and B, and then and you're bouncing around, and you basically score everything either 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
But the real clever part of it is that the reason you put the 3 behind your tile, behind your little board, is because you're going to be auctioning them off, and you're going to set the price. And when it's your turn, you're going to be going clockwise, where you can buy one of the other players' tiles, mm-hmm. or they could buy one of yours. They have to pay you the price that you set. So if I think that this tile is worth 5 coins to Daniel, then I might be able to get some good money from him by him buying it from me. But if it comes back to me and nobody buys it, I have to pay that 5 coins back.
And take it for yourself.
And take it for yourself, right? Mm-hmm. And any coins you don't spend throughout the round, stay over to the next round. But also when it's not your turn, you might have a little bit of money, and you're hoping somebody will buy your tile, so that way you'll then be able to, in turn order, buy something that's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
So game immersion, the reason I picked this one was raw. And I picked it because
we just played it.
We just played it, but what makes it so clever of an auction game is at the beginning everything looks the same.
Yeah.
And same with as soon as you start Isle of Skye, everything's the same, right? Everyone's going for the same stuff. We all know what we need to go for. But the more the game evolves, the more value gets added to different tiles for different players entirely. Mm-hmm. Like a flood tile, if I have a single river tile, yeah, it's worth 2 points, cool. But you have 12 river tiles, that's worth way more for you all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Right? So
that's how I won the game.
That's how you won the game, right? Like those monuments, getting the sets, like I could care less about monuments, right? But you might be going for a monument. Mm-hmm. You might complete a set by getting this one. You might be getting all these bonuses. There's stuff that disappear at the end of the round. There's stuff that appear throughout the round. There's times where the auction will be tempted in. And the most clever part of Raw that I love about it is the bidding tiles. It's a defined amount. Mm-hmm. You're not just bidding, I'll bid one more. I'll bid this more. I'll bid that. No. If I look over at Daniel's tiles and he has a 3, a 4, and a 13, he either has to go really small or really big. There's no in between.
Yeah.
And the tile that wins it gets auctioned off to the next one.
Mhm.
It is so smart. And so because of those moving parts, that tile swapping that goes to the middle feels like me setting the price for somebody else. It's like, I know I'm getting... I might even just auction this off with no tiles.
That's also a big part of the game, too, because you could just bid on that tile. If somebody calls raw and there's a 13 over there, it's like, hey, I'm going to turn this 1 into that 13.
Yeah.
So if somebody beats me on this, I'm not getting anything, and I basically waste a turn that I could get, because I basically get 3 auctions per game.
Yeah.
But now I have the 13 in the next round.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's so smart.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it gives you that same tension. I love how it evolves. Like, different things start becoming very different value, and if you start paying attention to the economy of the other players, you can play into that so well.
I also like the fact that we played with the expansion and it integrated really easily.
It did.
Yeah, it was really fantastic.
Did. So Raw is my pick for game immersion.
I don't blame you. It was on my short list. I didn't have it on any of my lists.
Oh, I thought you were being super quiet because you were going to say it.
No. Right, I thought about it.
How many crossovers do you think we're going to have?
Probably none. Maybe. I kind of went out of my way to be esoteric with my picks.
Oh, okay.
Now, they fit with what I'm trying to do, so I kind of went esoteric. So my game immersion pick is actually one of my favorite newer games that came out that has that tile laying aspect of it. It's really neat what it does. It is part of a world of games, if you want to say. And this is Stone Spine Architects from Jordi Adnan and Thunderworks Games. And I liked it because it has that tile laying in a sense, but it also has that kind of competition feel.
Reiner can see that 25th century. Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah. And it has that kind of feel where you're trying to be more clever than the other player, because all we're doing is 12 turns. It's going to be 12 rounds. We do 1 4 round, then we do like the in-game stuff where we're trying to buy extra tokens to build the best labyrinth kind of thing. And so you have a little bit of that auction, be like, okay, if I'm the first one to pass, then I get to use as much money that I currently have to buy me some points over here kind of thing. And so it has this fun little in-depth of it. It's got some clever aspects. You're trying to build these tiles to make sure you connect all the way through, because you get more points as long as you can find a route from the exit to the entrance. You're getting your points out of that way. You're also trying to score these, like the whatever we call, like the scroll cards or something like that in there. There are specific cards that you're getting throughout the game that you're drafting for yourself that are going to be your final scoring cards that will connect. Oh, if you have the most of this kind of creature, or if you have the most connected treasure chests in your labyrinth, or if you have the most connected stuff. And I like the fact that you could buy tokens that can give you a secret passage. This card wasn't connected. Now I have the secret passage. Now it is connected into my labyrinth, and I'm going to get more points that way. So it leads you into like, oh, I feel clever. I feel like I am building a labyrinth, and I need to put this kobold over here because I need to have the most kobold. So now I got to go over here and buy these kobolds over here. It's really neat what it does for how simple it is. It's a little card game in all honesty. They have it in this massive box just because some of the other component qualities. And what I like about it too, just in that thing, I could pull out a part of it, and those are where the traps are, and those are where the things are, and you just have your cards that are coming out. It's really neat what it does. They just recently, I think, kickstarted an expansion. I think it was on Kickstarter, which just adds a little bit more stuff. It's cool. I really do like, and it's in the Ulos world, the role player universe world. So it's kind of interconnected with the other games. You don't really need to play one or the other, but I like what this does. You can kind of see it behind me ever so slightly. But I do enjoy this one a lot. Jordi Adnan, Thunderworks Games, Stone Spine Architects.
All right, now we're going to be going to the A in our gamer criteria, which is for art and production.
The art, the pieces and components, and the graphic design. And now, I'm not saying Isle of Skye is that bad of a looking game. It's a decent looking, tile looking game. Everything is defined. You can see everything. We have no problem with it because, both of us are colorblind. I wanted something that kind of gives you that feel. It is a little bit of tile laying, but you still have some fun with it. And I wanted something that had a really cool component quality to it. And so I went with Planet Unknown from Ryan Lambert, Adam Renberg, and Adam's Apple game. Because you're getting that tile, and you're still making the other people choose what they're going to have to draft. by spinning that beautiful, beautiful Lazy Susan, be like, I want these components, so you guys are stuck with what you're pointed at. So I could basically hose you by giving you something you don't really need into your grid. You have to put them in certain aspects because you're trying to connect the land pieces. I want to get like a nice high land version of
on your planet. Yeah,
on the planet is like the desert grasslands because I want to take my rover over there and do some stuff. And so with Planet Unknown, it's got the tile placements, but it's not your normal tiles. It's not like the four corners. It's polynomial, but it's weird shaped polynomials. It's not like the four Tetris style pieces that everybody's familiar with. So it looks good. That Lazy Susan is by far one of the best components I've ever seen in a game. And so it does really good. The base game is already a great set just by pieces of components and stuff like that. And I like the variability with the different corporations that you get to use and the different tracks that you're going up with. So my track is going to be different than what your track is, unless we're playing the basic game. And then the deluxe version, if you find it, is amazing. And it's also got a great expansion. Haven't tried it yet, but it looks really cool when you're adding the moons. So Planet Unknown is my pick.
Cool. My pick is, well, first off, I want to give notice to the artist. It's Clemens Franz. He's well known in the industry because he's made a lot of different art for a lot of different games. Some argue that his art is not great. I think they're fine. One thing that he does that most artists don't do is that he integrates iconography with his illustrations. So, like, for example, in Isle of Skye, right? You're going to have lighthouses. Like, that could have just been a simple thing, right?
Yeah.
But he makes it and he illustrates it in a way where it's clearly on the coastline.
Oh,
it's clearly part of the water. He is the illustrator for that, right? I know, because you associate it normally, it's like, oh, it's kind of whatever, right?
Yeah.
But, like, and he'll add fun little flavor to it, but he makes it in a way where it's clear what is part of the game and what's not, but without breaking that theme.
Yeah.
And while I get like why people don't love his art, because it's fairly cartoony and whatnot, that's fine. It's subjective. I get it. I like how he incorporates that. So I was like, I would be not happy with myself if I picked a game that he didn't illustrate also.
Okay.
And I wanted that same functionality with it. So I went with Lookout Games Barren Park from Phil Walker Harding, Lookout Games, and this is one that he also illustrated, and it's a perfect example of that. Like, for example, on each of the little park tiles, the Plark tiles, those park tiles on the board, you have like little construction workers and a little construction site, right? And that means you get another board, right? The pictures aren't the same. Like they are, but like they don't have to be. You know clearly what that means, like when you get a wheelbarrow versus a cement truck, versus a backhoe, right? You know exactly what that's implying and what that's meaning behind it. So I like how he incorporated those illustrations into it. But then on the tiles themselves, there are different enclosures for different types of animals. You clearly know which ones are the polar bears, right?
Yep.
But he'll have the polar bears doing like some kind of silly thing, right? And there's a lot of little fun Easter eggs. So I like that he incorporates that into his illustrations. So, and of course it's one of our favorite designers, Phil Walker Harding.
Yeah.
And it's a tile laying, although it is also polyomino.
Yeah.
Polyomino, like
but
yours
like
is.
Kind of weird polynomials too. So
it is.
That's why I like that one a lot too.
Yeah. So it's a clever one. So Barren Park, that's my pick for art and production.
All right, meaningful choice.
Here we go. Meaningful choice. This breaks down into, first off, the other impact on other players, depth of strategy, tactics, and or skill, and do arbitrary choices or AP negatively impact the game. This one is, well, like, not everyone's going to end with the same number of tiles. You're going to have different amounts of money, and economy is going to be valued at different ways. Part of the thing is you're trying to utilize other players' resources to your advantage in this game. And in Isle of Skye, for example, like, what I mean by that is if I don't want a tile, I'm going to play it in a way where I will get the most profit from it from somebody else, so I can then hopefully then flip that money and get a tile that you might not have realized how much benefits me. And I can get that. Really, money is just exchanging hands back and forth, right? It's not going crazy or anything. But as these auctions ramp up, as we start noticing what each other are doing, we're kind of forcing players to take it. It's like, well, are you going to take the tile? Are you going to trash it? Or are you going to put it as a really high price? Because I don't need it right now, and that's money that you could be using.
Yeah.
is it worth it, right? So I wanted a game that embodies that as well. And even though there's no auctions in this game, there is a moving track, and you can only move your animal 1, 2, or 3 spaces in a clockwise position around while you build your zoo with polynomial.
Notice we're enjoying the polynomial pieces.
Yeah, and my second zoo themed game, ironically enough. No, this is New York Zoo by Uwe Rosenberg. I don't remember the publisher off the top of my head.
Capstone? No.
Capstone. It is Capstone. Yeah. Yes, you're right. Thank you. Yeah, so New York Zoo, I think it's a really clever game. And what makes it so neat is that you're going to be, breeding animals. You're going to be gaining animals for your zoo. There's ways to combo them. And you're going to be buying these really strange shaped
Another one that was on my short list.
Yeah. And what's cool about it is that if I know that this would fit perfectly in your park, I would probably move past it, or maybe I'll land exactly on it so I can take it, so that way you don't have to worry about it. Or by you don't worry about it, I mean you can't get it, right? Mm-hmm. Or if I know that if there's something 5 spaces away, I might just move 1, so that way, well, sorry, you can't move close enough. It is what it is. And then maybe I can jump in if it's still available. Maybe everybody moved incremental and I'm able to get it. I like that tension that it causes, where you have to have backup plans on backup plans. And if you're paying attention to other people, you can really get in their head by how you're moving the piece. Or even indirectly, by accident. I'm 1, 2, 3, I'll take this tile. No! I needed to get 2 snow foxes or whatever they are. Yeah, right? Yeah. I love that tension in it. So New York Zoo, Uwe Rosenberg, Capstone Games. Had to be my pick.
My meaningful choice one is actually one of the most esoteric ones that we've probably put on a list, and it's not that esoteric, but it's an interesting combination of mechanisms. It's tile laying for our own personal area, but it's also I Split You Choose. And so for my meaningful choice, I picked a game designed by, and excuse me on this one, Evgeny Petrov and Alley Cat Games. I picked Rome in a Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so...
I still haven't played my copy
yet.
Yeah,
so I like the fact that there are some fun choices on here, and I like the fact that, as you were talking about like New York Zoo, or how you're like, I don't really want this tile. I have these tiles that I have to auction off to the other players, to my left and my right. So it's like, okay, how am I going to do this? Or I have a group of tiles that I got to set up over here for you, and I'm going to do another set over here for you. And it's like, which ones am I trying to entice to stay with me? And how am I enticing this for you to buy these tiles? Because I don't need those tiles. And I know you're kind of working on those tiles. So maybe if I'll just put this 1 tile here, and I get to keep these 2 tiles over here. I love that I Split You Choose concept. And putting it in tile laying game, I think works a little bit better than the whole scaling of the money like Isle of Skye does. Just because it's like, these are going to be great for me, but these are going to be really good for you. So maybe I'll just be like, here, you could have that 1 tile, and here, I'll throw in a little gem for you. And then I get to keep all 3 of these tiles over here. I like that aspect, and I like the options of, and then all of a sudden they're like, no, I want these 3 tiles. But you're working on that. Why are you doing stuff like that? So I like that because you're impacting other players. You're trying to entice them with stuff that they're trying to go for. It also messes with your own strategy. It's like, how do I split this where I can get what I want out of it? And hopefully they give me something what I want out of it. And I'll give them that sort of situation. I like that aspect of it. You're also helping the opponents while helping yourself. I love that kind of concept, and that's why I enjoy I Split You Choose concepts, because like, I know you really want this, but I really need these. So come on, this is the compromise. I'm giving you this thing over here. This is what you want, so here you go. So I do enjoy that one a lot. So for me, meaningful choice is Rome in a Day.
I'm looking forward to playing it. Now we have E, which stands for Ease of Play. And ease of play breaks down into simplicity and familiarity of the mechanism, likelihood to get to the table, whether it's mechanism or theme, and is it easy to understand, learn, or teach. Isle of Skye fundamentally is easy to learn because it has 2 main parts, right? It has an auction, which most people know how to auction, and it has tile laying, which if you've ever done a jigsaw puzzle, you know how tile laying works, right? Yeah. So fundamentally, it's really simple, but I wanted a game that embodied that idea, understanding tile laying, in a very simple way, right? Match like to like. Very easy. And I went with one of the easiest ones, but has a cool little twist to it. It's a brand new game called Blorp from Smirk and Dagger Games. I do not know the designer's name, but they are also the artist. I will look on it, but Google it, Blorp. It's awesome. I love the theming on it.
Just be careful when you Google.
Yeah, be careful what you Google there. Right? But Blorp works like you have a bunch of different tiles. There's 3 different colors of Blorps. Blorps are either green, yellow, or red. And when you place them down, you always have to match blorps together. And you're trying to create these blorps of different sizes. So if I make a blorp of 3 tiles, that is a 3-size blorp. However, blorps can communicate to each other through trumpets, obviously, right? Trumpets that shoot confetti. They're very social creatures. So if I have a green blorp that's completed, communicating with a red blorp, but then that one through another trumpet on its body is communicating with another red blorp. Well, those 2 red blorps are combined. They are considered one blorp because they are just communicating, whether they're actually connected or not. So you can build these cool trains because you're trying to make the biggest of a single of each of your types as you can, because whoever makes the biggest gets bonus points, but you also score 2 points for your biggest of each of the 3 blorps. There's also spores that pop up, which are tiles that sit in between all the others, and can actually be scored points based on if they're surrounded either orthogonally or if they're surrounded on all 8 sides, then they're worth extra points as well. It's just kind of cool. It's a fun little puzzle, great component quality, and I thought it's a really easy way to learn. The only weird part is making that chain of blorps that are communicating, knowing how that can actually combo together. That throws a little bit of people off, but that's no different than like the roads and the paths in Isle of Skye, right?
Yeah.
So this could be the next level up from it. So there you go.
So I laugh because this is the second week in a row you brought up Blorp, because you kind of talked about it in our Azul versus Sagrada.
I like tiling. I really do.
But yeah, so it is interesting, and I think this is the 3rd week in a row, because I think you mentioned Blorp during,
or maybe it's just so memorable.
The 100 podcast retrospective too.
You might
so
I probably talked about that. I was playing it.
Yeah, because I think it was like what you just recently played. So I just find it funny that it's 3 weeks in a row Blorp has made an appearance.
It's a fun little game.
All right, so my ease of play one is probably one of the simplest games out there. This is really one of the easiest ones to learn. I think the hardest part of this game to learn is just the variable rule scoring chains. And what I'm talking about that is that the scores will change every game, possibly, depending on what card you end up using. The game I picked is a very simple tile laying game where you're building your own wilderness in a sense, and this is Cascadia from Randy Flynn and Flat Out Games. Simple turns. You're choosing that tile on that animal that's paired with it, or if you're spinning one of your acorns, you could choose any animal or in any tile, and then you just kind of replace what got taken away. Very simple turns. You're just trying to build a nice grouping of the different areas. You're trying to put the animals in the right area, because each of those animals are going to score different ways. And this is the hardest part of the game, is because the eagles or the hawks want to look at each other, but they don't want to be next to each other. So you want to see like a line of sight between them. The salmon or a nice run. So you want to put the salmons connected in a straight line, like a train game almost. The bears want to be like near a group of salmon, that kind of thing. The foxes don't want to be fenced in, kind of thing. So it has like these little esoteric scorings, but they're not that hard once you're like, okay, there's 1 point, there's 2 points, there's 3 points, 4 points. It's very simple. Beautiful art, Beth Sobel artwork. Pull a tile with the animal, simple turns, simplistic-ish scoring. And honestly, I think, and I say here, it is scoring and variability actually helps it out a lot too. It's like you can get familiar with that scoring cards, and you can use those scoring cards every time you play. But if you're ready to move on, you have other variabilities just in the base box too. So with the scoring, but it's a fairly simple game that I can take this and play with a younger audience compared to like 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it is very simple. Cascadia is my ease of play pick.
Cool. And I'm not even going to flip this because I'm going to jump straight into replay value. And you'll see why. Length of time and scaling well. Minimum number of plays for the full experience. And expandabilities. Existing or confirmed expansion. I picked Cascadia for this as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this was our crossover, apparently. Because, everything you said makes sense, right? But it has that level where it
has that variability.
It plays the same number of players, just about, right? I think Isle of Skye might play up 5, right?
Yeah.
But it's almost the same, right? Isle of Skye is a little bit longer, but, again, you're going to get the same number of plays. But because of the different scoring cards with the different scoring animals, in Isle of Skye versus Cascadia that gives you so much built-in replayability.
Yeah.
Like, you're still understanding the core concept of the game, but you're finding new ways to puzzle it out.
Yeah.
And then depending on where they lay out, like in Isle of Skye, where you're like, oh, this is A, I need to finish this like early because that's the only way I'm going to score it well, because it's not going to score again until much later or even earlier on. And then after this point, it's not scoring at all again.
Yeah.
You know, Cascadia, you're like, well, if I'm trying to get a majority or something, or I'm trying to get these in here, I've built myself into a dead end because I can't do this anymore. So I love that built-in replayability, and it has almost the same number of expansions. A couple more spin-offs for Cascadia, but
it has one expansion, full expansion.
It's
the spin-off, which I think can be integrated into the base game.
Yeah. So either way, I picked Cascadia for the same reason.
So for me, my ease of play and my replay value can go interchangeably.
Yeah.
I think this one is actually a little bit simpler than Cascadia can, but I think Cascadia just really fits what you're going for compared to Isle of Skye versus Cascadia, that the little bit downgrade in weight. But this one could also fit in there, but I liked it for replay value just because it is... has expansions, even a whole other game that you can integrate with it. And they've did a bunch of shoots off of this game. So if you like what this does, there is quite a few games that you could try outside of this. The length of time and scaling well. This will actually play quicker than Isle of Skye will. This holds up to the same amount of players, I believe. This is King Domino from Bruno Cathala and Blue Orange Games. And it's a tile laying game, and a game that I'm not a huge fan of, but it makes sense for this. And I think
Queen Domino is integratable.
Queen Domino is integratable. It is one full expansion that will work for both this and King Domino as well. And if you're tired of that and want to make your own pieces, then you have Moon River as well. So it has those expansions as well. It's a simple draft, and by far one of my favorite drafting mechanisms that I want to see more games use. Middle Ages, the only other time I've seen this drafting is like, if I take this tile, I get to go first, and now I get my choice of the next tiles, or I really want this tile, so I'll go third no matter what.
In a weird way, that's almost like the same auction thing, right?
Yeah.
Except without money.
Without money,
tucking it out. It's like, well, you just choose turn order.
Yeah, that's
your bid.
Yeah.
You know?
And I love that simple drafting. It's really neat how it works. And like I said, I wish more games integrate it. The only other game that I've seen do this is Middle Ages.
Yeah.
And again, this is Bruno Cathala and Blue Orange Games. It has the expansions, as I said. The only big difference on this tile laying aspect of it is that they're domino pieces, and so you kind of want to lay them out kind of in a domino situation where you're trying to get grasslands to get grasslands. You want to get your deserts with deserts and stuff like that, because that's how the best way they're going to score based on if you get certain pieces onto it as well. Because if I have the most of those and I have this scoring piece on there, I'm going to get a lot of points based on that because I'm building that. Well, guess what? Everybody sees what I'm going here, and I know this guy is going to be drafting before me, so I know he's going to try to block me over there because, that piece has the desert I'm building, but it also has the grasslands that he wants, so he's going to go for that piece. But if I set myself up and take this one over here, even though it could put me into a dead zone if I place it over here, which is fine because I'm not really caring about those, I don't have that scoring piece on there. I'll take this one because then I can get that double desert over there. And so I'm basically setting myself up. And it has that expandability. It has that minimum number of plays for the full experience. It has that length of time and scaling well. So my pick is King Domino from Bruno Cathala and Blue Orange Games.
Now, you'll notice that there is a game that's clearly
not mentioned.
And
there's a reason I went that way.
Right. And I wasn't going to mention it either, but this is very clearly like an advanced version of Carcassonne.
Yeah.
I referenced it a little bit. Again, like Carcassonne could be fit into any of these, really. If you want just like a similar version of the same game, or if you want Carcassonne with more meat, then yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
and it's the same thing. It's just like, everybody knows Carcassonne. When you're talking about tile laying games, that is the definitive one that everybody's going to talk about. Right. Is Carcassonne. So I didn't want to give a recommendation that everybody already knows. I want to highlight some games that are not really known out there. And King Domino is very familiar, Cascadia and stuff like that. But these are like, if you want something that is just a little bit harder or different than what Isle of Skye is doing, check these ones out. If you like any of these games, check Isle of Skye out.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. So, let us know which ones you'd recommend. If you played Isle of Skye or if you played any of these, would you agree to it? Are you interested in playing of Isle of Skye? We want to know down in the comments below of wherever you're listening and or watching this. First off, we have an email, everydayboardgames2020@gmail.com. Make sure you email us, whether that's to give us ideas for future episodes, to reach out and just say hello, or enter in contests that we run from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's everydayboardgames2020@gmail.com. We also have Instagram, instagram.com/everydayboardgames. Make sure you follow us there to see the games that Daniel and I are actively playing together, or whatever random things that we post.
Actually, I was thinking we should do some of the Instagram shorts while we're at Gen Con.
Ooh, we definitely should. And then finally, we have Discord now. Make sure you join it so you can join it on the chat with us, hang out with us whenever we're not filming.
All video re-uploads and reviews are found under youtube.com/@everydayboardgames. And if you like what we do, there are 3 things you can do to help us grow on the platform. Subscribe if you're not, like the video, and comment down below and tell us your thoughts on the subject.
We also stream our episodes live at twitch.tv/everydayboardgames. Make sure you follow us there so you can be notified when we go live.
And all audio versions can be found on most podcast platforms under Everyday Board Games Podcast. This includes Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, and Apple. And for all our new listeners, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, definitely. And we want to thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I've been your host, Daniel.
And I've been your host, Daniel.
And we want to thank you for listening to Everyday Board Games.
And remember, every day is a good day for board gaming.